Taylor Swift fans are rallying to her defense after explicit, doctored images of the superstar went viral. The deep fakes were made by artificial intelligence, and then they were shared on X and other social media platforms, and that sparked a wave of outrage and calls to tighten rules on AI. Can that be done?
Welcome back, my beautiful Trinizonians. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the channel. I hope everything is doing well for you folks. I am going to be releasing some more videos getting you caught up on all the things I'm doing and how things are going with me. But today we have a very important topic to discuss in the world of AI. As we all know, AI technologies are taking over the workplace and our personal spaces. So today we're going to dive into the crux of something very important. Today we're going to talk about the world of large language models, or LLMs. And guess what? You may know the most popular one already, ChatGPT.
In the world of artificial intelligence, there's been one name that's been on everyone's lips lately.
ChatGPT.
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 OpenAI, the San Francisco-based startup that created ChatGPT, opened the tool up for public testing in November 2022. In under a week, the AI model amassed over 1 million users, according to OpenAI's CEO. By the end of January, ChatGPT was averaging about 13 million visitors per day. Users have put the text-based AI chatbot through its paces, with prompts ranging from the silly to the practical and even the creative.
The future's unfolding, it's hard to ignore. Automation's coming, it's knocking on the door.
The tool has become so popular that it's not unusual for users to be met with a message saying that ChatGPT is at capacity and can't handle any more queries.
As a linguist, and as a person who cares a lot about grammatical issues, stylistic issues, punctuation, spelling, the first thing that's really impressive is how good it is at basic writing. It's better than most of the writing that I've gotten from students over the decades.
I would say it has been an explosion of interest around not just ChatGPT, but around generative AI more broadly. I've described this in a couple different scenarios as being akin to an iPhone moment.
Of course, as with any new technology, there are a number of legitimate concerns.
If people believe that there's a problem with fake news, tools like this can only make the problem worse.
These aren't just any AI. They're the brainiacs of the digital world, capable of understanding and spewing out text like there's no tomorrow. So grab your popcorn and let's break down what makes these LLMs tick. First up, imagine an AI so smart it can write essays, crack jokes, or even pen a poem on a whim. That's what LLMs do, plus more. These LLMs, or large language models, are trained on gigantic libraries of data that allows them to perform superhuman activities. Now, how do these digital entities work? Picture a network of neurons, which is not too different from our brains. This network of neurons is called neural networks. These networks have layers upon layers, each learning different bits of the language puzzle. And at the heart of LLMs is something called a transformer model. While I do enjoy myself some Optimus Prime.
You've got to be kidding me.
Legendary warriors, the powers that created us now want us all extinguished. We must join forces, or else forever be their slaves. So today you stand with us, or you stand against me.
Well, we'll let Prime figure this one out.
Very wise.
There's no friggin' way I'm staying down here with them. No way. No way.
only together can we survive. Let me lead you.
Oh no.
I was expecting a giant call.
Come here. We're giving you freedom! You defend my family. Or die.
This isn't necessarily about robots. The transformer model is about understanding the context of the data the LLMs are trained on. The transformer model, introduced in the landmark paper Attention is All You Need by Vishwani in 2017, revolutionized natural language processing, or NLP, and artificial intelligence research. Its purpose is multifaceted, addressing several limitations of previous models and significantly improving the efficiency and effectiveness of machine learning models, especially in the domain of language understanding and generation. It's what helps these programs to grasp what you're saying or asking, even if it's as random as asking why Branimir's bald head is so perfect, or why this guy literally named himself after Branna's bulge. Some questions will never be answered, but we push onwards to unveil LLMs. The recent explosion in generative AI is as a result of this innovation, the transformer model. As smart as these programs may seem, they possess quite a big flaw. Large language models, or LLMs, are only as good as the data they consume. If you feed them a diet of accurate information, they'll be your reliable companion. But throw in some nonsense here and there and, well, let's just say you unlock the Jim Cramer portion of LLMs.
To hang out with our friend Jim Cramer, see what he's thinking about.
Look, I happen to think that Bitcoin is exciting. It's something we can talk about endlessly. Now that Bitcoin spent the last couple of weeks bouncing off its lows, the whole crypto industrial complex is back in full gear, trying to entice people back in. I think that would be a huge mistake for you. Back in, back in, back in, back in.
Which give confident but totally inaccurate information. This is called hallucinations.
Hallucination. You've probably heard it's a bad thing, right? Actually, it's pretty important to generative AI. Picture your favorite painting, or think about the last piece of music that truly moved you. How do artists create such extraordinary work? You might say that the key component is their imagination. What if I told you that for AI, imagination and hallucination walk hand in hand? To be able to create poems or code, a model has to fill in the gaps by drawing from its pre-existing knowledge, sometimes leading to creative or unexpected results. Because of this ability, AI can be used to create absurdly beautiful images or new data for training models. But there's a catch. Sometimes AI's imagination can cause it to hallucinate completely incorrect information. Think about hallucination as AI not being self-aware enough to separate what is imagined from what is grounded in truth, leading it to confidently assert something that is downright false. With good reason, hallucination is a problem engineers are trying to solve. And a part of that solution involves you.
To combat the issues of hallucinations, RAGs, or retrieval augmented generation, are an emerging trend. So, what are they? The innovation of RAGs by Patrick Lewis, lead author of the 2020 paper that coined the term, is changing the industry standard for working with large language models. The paper states, large pre-trained language models have been shown to store factual knowledge in their parameters, and achieve state-of-the-art results when fine-tuned on downstream NLP tasks. However, their ability to access and precisely manipulate knowledge is still limited, and hence, on knowledge-intensive tasks, their performance lags behind task-specific architectures. Additionally, providing provenance for their decisions and updating their world knowledge remain open research problems. We explore a general-purpose fine-tuning recipe for retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, which combine pre-trained parametric and non-parametric memory for language generation. Essentially, RAGs enhance large language models by allowing them to access and incorporate external information in real time, essentially giving them the superpower of looking up information directly. When an LLM receives a query or a prompt from a user that it might not have the most up-to-date or current information on, a RAG can retrieve up-to-date information or specific information from a wide range of external sources. This process involves understanding the query, identifying the knowledge gap, and then fetching the most relevant information to fill in that gap before generating a response. Let's head over to IBM to learn more.
Large language models, they are everywhere. They get some things amazingly right and other things very interestingly wrong. And I want to tell you about a framework to help large language models be more accurate and more up-to-date. Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. Let's just talk about the generation part for a minute. So forget the retrieval augmented. So the generation, this refers to large language models, or LLMs, that generate text in response to a user query referred to as a prompt. I know this. I read an article, and the article said that it was Jupiter and 88 moons. So that's the answer. Now, actually, there's a couple of things wrong with my answer. First of all, I have no source to support what I'm saying. So even though I confidently said, I read an article, I know the answer, I'm not sourcing it. I'm giving the answer off the top of my head. And also, I actually haven't kept up with this for a while, and my answer is out of date. So we have two problems here. One is no source. And the second problem is that I am out of date. And these, in fact, are two behaviors that are often observed as problematic when interacting with large language models. They are LLM challenges. Now, what would have happened if I'd taken a beat and first gone and looked up the answer on a reputable source, like NASA? Well, then I would have been able to say, okay, so the answer is Saturn with 146 moons. And in fact, this keeps changing because scientists keep on discovering more and more moons. The answer is wrong, but, you know, we don't know. The large language model was very confident in what it answered. Now, what happens when you add this retrieval augmented part here? What does that mean? That means that now, instead of just relying on what the LLM knows, we are adding a content store. This could be open, like the internet. This could be closed, like some collection of documents, collection of policies, whatever. The point, though, now is that the LLM first goes and talks to the content store and says, hey, can you retrieve from me information that is relevant to what the user's query was? And now, with this retriever augmented answer, it's not Jupiter anymore. We know that it is Saturn.
As you can see, RAGs are widely considered the future of generative AI. However, what if I told you that future is already dead and there is already a better one here? Would you dance? If so, you better start dancing. My friends, this is where OriginTrail really shines. Things are changing, bro. It feels sometimes like we're losing more and more of our moral compass. But that ain't gonna stop me though. Man, I'm coming in hotter than I ever was before, going higher than I ever went before. Got that fire that I never had before, gonna buy a baby crib at the door. DK DKG getting bigger than the whole gang. Ever could have thought, look at me and the whole gang. Looking at my skills blowing up, call it propane. Life to the dead in the head, call it Rogaine. And we ain't gonna stop to the top. CMC is where we gon' pop. Picture vibe in your feet that you just can't stop. You alive, my God, bro, you just can't flop. Nah, no, you the real OG. When you talk your talk, everybody gon' see. When you walk this walk, everybody gon' feel. You can talk this walk, but you gotta be real. DKG. That's right, that's right. DKG. Do you got it? Do you got it? Do you got it? DKG. OriginTrail's innovation in this space is its decentralized knowledge graph, which takes the concept of RAG to a whole new level. The DKG is a decentralized index that allows for the aggregation, storage, and verification of data across numerous sources. By integrating the DKG with RAG technology, OriginTrail enables LLMs to not only access up-to-date information and factual information, but also ensures the provenance and trustworthiness of that data. This integration is particularly beneficial for applications requiring high degrees of accuracy and reliability in their responses. If you know anything about the mainstream workplace today, especially as it relates to mission-critical services, the primary reason why AI technology is somewhat of a black sheep is because of its inefficiencies or inaccuracies. So this solves that problem. This opens up the door for AI to enter mission-critical spaces. This comparison provided by Giga highlights a practical example of how OriginTrail's decentralized RAG outperforms traditional LLMs like ChatGPT when tasked with specific queries, such as detailing the gender composition of Nike's global corporate leadership in 2021. While ChatGPT might offer a generic response, the decentralized RAG, powered by OriginTrail's decentralized knowledge graph, delivers precise and factually accurate answers drawn from verified sources. This example underscores the potential of decentralized RAGs in enhancing the specificity and reliability of LLM outputs. These are the key areas by which OriginTrail's approach enhances RAGs: transparency and verifiability. By leveraging the decentralized nature of the DKG, OriginTrail ensures that the sources of information used by LLMs are not only transparent, but also verifiable. This significantly boosts the credibility and trustworthiness of AI-generated content. Inclusivity. OriginTrail's decentralized knowledge graph promotes inclusivity by enabling a broader range of participants to publish and connect knowledge. This democratic approach to knowledge sharing ensures a wider diversity of information sources, enriching the data pool from which LLMs can draw. Another point is precision and efficiency. The integration of the DKG with RAG allows for more precise and efficient retrieval of relevant information, directly addressing the challenges of ensuring AI models generate accurate and contextually appropriate responses. Last but not least, future exploration and knowledge discovery. OriginTrail's framework facilitates not just the answering of specific queries, but also encourages further explorations of related topics, enhancing depth and breadth of knowledge available to LLMs. But this, my friends, is also just the start. When you start thinking about automated inferencing and all the future potential knowledge that will be generated by the DKG itself, we see that we enter an entirely new domain of knowledge generation for all of humanity, uncapped, unbounded, and uncensored. This is the power of OriginTrail. This is the path of rags to riches. As we see OriginTrail attending GS1 Global, spreading the power of the DKG, there is no telling what is on the horizon. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all of these entities require the best technology to integrate into their ecosystem. And well, the OriginTrail DKG is there to serve the goal. If you enjoyed this video today, Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We've got some more stuff coming. Stay tuned, folks, and stay beautiful.
Every knowledge content is available